Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is take 4 of Game 3 in the North American Solo League tournament of the Platinum League Finals. Yes, we've had many difficulties this cast between both Raj and I, myself, Myers Mayhem.
Game 3, third time is not the charm for us tonight, Myers.
No, it is not. How about you give us our little spiffy fourth time introducing these players for us?
Alright, well, here up here in the top left corner on the map, Jungle Basin, is mikecookie, spawning as the red Zerg, of course. He spawned as red actually all 3 games in this tournament, and down here in the bottom right, SCSaampson, also spawning as Zerg, this time as the royal blue pieces. I'm going to see some interesting play out. Both these players, both of the first 2 games have been exceptionally good. mikecookie actually having won both of them, so he's up 2-0 in this best of 7 so far. And it's going to be interesting to see what sort of play we see on this map of all maps.
Yeah, this map, in my opinion, in my experience, especially in a ZVZ, this game is most likely not going to go past 2 bases. Because grabbing a third base on this map is a little difficult. Maybe not so much in ZVZ as in other matchups, but third bases on this map are no fun. And so I think we're going to see like heavy 2-base roach pushes or just something of those natures on this map.
Definitely, in most other matchups, especially Zerg versus Protoss, where the Protoss tend to have a large ball of an army all at one place. Zergs like to take both this right expand and this left expand at the same time for their third, and that way if the Protoss pushes one of them, well, that's okay, I just still have this third up anyway. But obviously in a mirror matchup, things are going to be just a little bit different.
Looks like we have mikecookie here with a greedy little drone going to his opponent's base and stealing 5 minerals. And I would also like to note that both these players have used the same opener that they did the last 2 games. We have a 10 pool out of mikecookie and a gas first 14 pool out of SCSaampson going for the fast speed lanes once again. It seems like they both really favor these openings in their ZVZ games.
Definitely, and look, a spine crawler now going down from mikecookie on the creep of SCSaampson, pulling some drones off to try to kill that off. That's probably not going to be able to complete. Very interesting risky play here from mikecookie.
But it is a good little strategy, because if you do think about it, when he cancels it, if he does cancel, okay, good, he did, he gets that 100 minerals back, and those 3 drones were not mining that whole time. So, I mean, it did not hurt him. I mean, it definitely didn't do him any harm doing that. That drone is just being greedy, becoming spine crawler, stealing minerals.
Another spine crawler going down.
Drone. Another spine crawler inside of oh, and it looks like Samson's just not even going to bother with it. No, okay, there you go.
His spawning pool has just finished, so he could build. Looks like he's building 2 Zerglings. Going to try to pick that drone off. Not going to let it build another spine crawler. Definitely interesting. Neither Zerg player has really been taking a chance with an early expansion in any of these games. If you look up at the expansion of mikecookie, there is a drone hiding behind that Overlord. Looks like he's getting ready to take that expansion, building up quite a lot of minerals. If he were interested in taking expansion, now would be a great time to do it, but we won't worry.
It looks like he's been a little bit distracted with the attack going on this base. He did end up finishing the spine crawler, and 4 Zerglings got into the base, doing a little bit of damage to the queen. Are they going to pick the queen off? Oh, the queen's going to make it away with 40, 30, 20... No, 22 hit points left on that queen. Barely eking through. Oh, 2 more Zerglings.
Looks like the Zergling's going to try to run by and just snipe it off. Don't know if it's going to work or not. Oh my goodness, it's going to be close.
And they just barely snipe it. Good job by those Zerglings. 6 Zerglings is easily worth 1 queen just because of the build time.
Definitely, and losing that first queen, looks like the queen did get a larva vomit off, so that's good, but that first queen always very important in this matchup. Especially because both players are still on 1 base. Looks like the hatchery has started up for mikecookie now, but still only on 1 base. That first queen is so important to getting a good number of larvae up, just so that you can build drones, so that you can build units, so that you can really be more effective later on in the game if it turns into some sort of macro game.
That is definitely going to slow Samson down here in the early game. I wouldn't be surprised to see him taking the expansion, and as we do have a drone doing that, just so we can get that larva as fast as we can, because without that queen to constantly vomit, he just cannot keep his money down. So good job by him grabbing that expansion when his queen goes down.
Definitely. Now a few Zerglings coming in from Samson to this natural expansion. It looks like they're going to be trapped by these Zerglings of mikecookie. Don't know who's going to come out the victor in this battle. Looks like mikecookie has just a few more Zerglings. Going to be able to clean that up, so those Zerglings from SCSaampson not doing any damage, and 2 spine crawlers from mikecookie at his main. Going to be able to prevent too much harassment from those early Zergling run-bys. It looks like mikecookie now just beginning to mine gas with his first 2 drones in that first geyser, also building a second geyser and a roach warren coming down from mikecookie. So
Also, the natural mikecookie has just finished, as well as speed just finished for Samson Zerglings. He does favor that very, very early speed. Hopefully, he will make a really good play with this game. He hasn't been able to do too much with his speedlings due to the fast roaches out of Mike, but let's see if he can do something with him this game.
Definitely. And now Roach Warren also coming down for SCSaampson. A few Zerglings here working at the back rocks of SCSaampson's natural. These back rocks, of course, every Zerg loves to exploit the fact that there are back rocks on any game, any map that is. If your opponent is really strong in the front, at the front ramp, you can just run your units around to the back and start hitting the back rocks and open up all those attack lanes just to really split his army up. And since your units are so fast as Zerg, it really does make it difficult to deal with.
Yes, and so at about 20 minutes into this game, we might see those Zerglings almost being done with those rocks. Because they are terribly slow at killing those things because of the 3 armor on them. Even though they do seem to be taking them down quite quick, almost down to 700 hit points on those rocks. This could cause a problem, actually, for Samson, with good 10 Zerglings just running into his base.
Cause a problem. I don't think he's actually spotted it yet. Got a few drones now, getting some saturation up at that natural, building a gas geyser as soon as possible. Very interesting choice. I wonder, looks like the lair has finished for SCSaampson, and a spire also going down. There it is, in the back of the base for SCSaampson. So really getting up that gas as quickly as possible. Looks like both extractors going down at the natural, going to be trying for some sort of muta play, and now the Zerglings have broken back through the back rocks, and they're going to come into this natural.
Looks like they might be able to pick off this queen with the surround. If he doesn't pull his drones to help, there's no way this queen is going to survive yet. When the queen goes down to the Zerglings, but it looks like the speed boost in the drones will clean it up quite easily. But now he has the back rocks down, which allows for lots of run-bys, as well as taking out a second Queen of Samson. Very, very good Zergling usage by mikecookie.
Definitely. Interesting that neither player have really opted to build many roaches yet. It looks like actually mikecookie does have some roaches out on the field. It looks like they're having a little trouble finding them. They're making their way across the map. That is actually a sizable amount of roaches, and SCSaampson has not built any roaches despite getting that roach warren, deciding instead to tech to the lair and get a spire.
Apart from the fact of him being supply blocked, it looks like he would be able to build he's going to be about 6 mutas once he gets himself on supply blocked with a couple more overlords, which will be able to be quite a force versus roaches. You don't want to sacrifice all your roaches because drones easily outrun them and can just, until he has speed, he can just run them away and let the Zergling or the mutas kill them all.
Definitely. Both players getting a little supply blocked here as this attack of the roaches comes back into the natural. Going to be able to pick this spine crawler off with little to no problem. Here comes some Zerglings going to try to deal with it, but that's a lot of roaches. I don't know if this is going to be good for SCSaampson.
But the mutas are popping. There is 4 mutas out in the field right now, and they should be able to, if he pulls these drones away, he should be able to get away with little... Oh, this is another queen.
Oh, no.
Oh, terrible, terrible damage to those queens.
Definitely. The Zerg economy always takes a huge hit whenever any queen goes down, just because of the incredible amount of larva production that it dies. It looks like mikecookie's going to focus down another queen, going to kill another queen at the main. Very tragic for SCSaampson.
Somehow he's still producing, and he has a good drone count. I'm very shocked with 28 drones. It's not perfect, but it's not bad considering the amount of queens he's lost and the amount of larvae he could have had otherwise. And it looks like Mike is making very good response to the mutas. He already has 2 spore crawlers that just popped in both of his mineral lines in very good positions, and so very good response by him. And he also has 3 queens with, I think, 2 more on the way. Yeah, 4 queens with 2 more on the way.
Wow, making a lot of queens. Good to deal with those anti-air. A good job of also not getting supply blocked as those mulas are coming around the map, picking off overlords. Although these 2 overlords could be trouble. Looks like might be seeing a little bit of a supply block here. Still no speed finish for mikecookie. Not even started, interestingly enough. It looks like there was a baneling nest that was started, but then may have just gotten canceled right there. I don't know if you saw that, Myers.
Whose baneling nest was this? Samson's?
mikecookie actually had a baneling nest going down. Looks
he does. It's right to the right of his spawning pool in his main base, actually. He does have a baneling nest finish.
Maybe I saw a baneling nest. Maybe it was just finishing. And now these mutas coming into the back expansion. Gonna be able to take out a queen from mikecookie. Just doing a little bit of harassment, some overlord harassment. And here comes some more queens from the main. Gonna try to fend this off.
Which should easily be able to deter that many mutas. That many queens is definitely a force to be reckoned with against that small number of mutas still. And we do have, morphing in 11 banelings right outside the rocks. this could do a lot of economical damage to Samson if he micros these Banelings very well, but also those Mutos would be very good at picking them off, so this could be a very iffy situation right here for Mike. Let's see how he does with it.
Definitely. What you want to do with those Banelings is really get them up into